presentation of the Rivals Broadcast Network.
Under the brightest lights of the Golden Gate Bridge, the dawn of a new gilded age of football, two billowing storms have converged. One, relentless, dominant, and inevitable. The other, chaotic, unyielding, and uninvited. From the frigid tundra of Buffalo, the Brawlers arrive like an avalanche, led by an Ice King MVP Andrew Frost, a cannon-armed field general whose very future is in question, but whose present is untouchable. He's flanked by the league's rushing leader, Ronnie Leak, a touchdown machine at wideout, Terrence T-1000 Andrews, and a surprising Batman and Robin duo at tight end. On defense, a cold front led by pass rushers Rashad Kelly and Greg Looney, patrolled over the middle by tackling machine Ramon Sanchez, and locked down tight in the secondary with superstars Jashawn Hawthorne and Julius Dobson. At 16-1 in the regular season, the Brawlers don't just win, they dominate. And yet, standing in their path to immortality, those pesky Albuquerque Dukes. A ragtag bunch of outlaws from the desert, ready to bring the heat to this cold front. 8-9, written off by everyone except themselves. They just wouldn't go away. Rookie QB Smokey Smith hit his stride, and this jackrabbit grew fangs in the postseason, throwing to a revolving cast of skill position players. Can this Cinderella team, comprised of plucky rookies and lone wolf veterans, pull off the heist of a century? Smokey will have to get this fire started with players like Antoine Pollard and rookie tight end the 6'7" Clint Snyder, an unheralded wideout Matt Reeves. And this defense, they've been keeping the Dukes in it all year long, led by the mercurial and crafty veteran Scott Tyson, alongside a defensive tackle duo that knows how to press the pocket in Juan Baker and Phillip Overton. The linebacking unit may not be household names yet, but they've been mentored by Randy Woodson, one of the godfathers of the Mike backer position. And with a secondary led by DeAndre Gregory restricting airspace, these Dukes didn't just break the bracket, they kicked the doors off the hinges. 2 upsets and 1 pick six that still echoes through Tokyo. And now they face the juggernaut, the Buffalo Brawlers, the Albuquerque Dukes. One will carve their name into history. One will forever have regrets. Will Frost cement his dynasty before the winds of change shuffle him off from Buffalo? Or will the Dukes finish their storybook ending by stealing the Ice King's crown? It's the Rivals Cup, and it kicks off right now. Welcome to the first ever Rivals Cup. We're here. The season began with 32 teams, dreams, doubts, dynasties waiting to be born. Now, only 2 remain here tonight in San Francisco. We are going to see the first ever Rivals Cup in action. It is going to be fantastic. I am watching the Dukes and the Brawlers with my main man, the Commissioner, Chris Back. How are you doing tonight, Back?
I am freaking awesome, man. I am pumped. This is why we are here. This is what every team started the season for, and we are here to make history tonight.
That's right. We sure are here to make history, and there is so much on the line. As a matter of fact, we know there are keys to this game, and a few of them happen to be for the Dukes. They need to be shocking. They need to pressure Andrew Frost, and they need to let Smokey cook. Meanwhile, the Brawlers, it's Frost or bust. This could be his last game, so it's time to finish the fight and smother Smokey Smith. We are underway, and here we go!
It'll be his last game with the Brawlers, because this man is not going anywhere as the Dukes get the ball first, and Smokey Smith takes the ball.
You're right about that. And speaking of quarterback talent, tell us a little bit about the rookie, Smokey Smith, making a Rivals Cup appearance.
Well, man, look at the stats right there. And like the intro said, what an amazing intro. But like the intro said, no, everyone wrote them off. No one expected them to be here. And Smokey Smith is about to take the first snap in the first Rivals Cup.
That's right, 1st and 10. He's going to throw right away. Finds Clint Snyder over the middle. We had a feeling that Snyder would be important to this game, and he gets the ball right away. Rookie to rookie, they've had quite the connection.
Yeah, I mean, Smokey is arguably one of the most important rookies of the season this year, and we'll get into the awards later after the next week or so.
Ooh,
some people could argue that Snyder could be the most important rookie key here tonight.
Well, there is a little bit of bad news for a team like the Brawlers. You've got some injuries to contend with, but the Dukes have injuries as well. Now it's time to win it all, not worry about who's on the shelf as they hand it off to the new featured back, Antoine Pollard.
And Pollard, what a season, what a playoff stretch he's had. He has taken this team on his back literally in some of these playoff games and gotten the Dukes here tonight.
It's true. Smokey throwing it, finds an open man.
Oh, he's gone downfield.
And that is not Clint Snyder. That is somebody that they were not expecting potentially. I believe that was a tight end. That was Anthony Griggs, the veteran tight end, kind of getting lost in the traffic there, and you had 2 Brawlers defenders. Neither one of them could find him. Coach Shelby got to be happy with that.
Yeah, and this is that play that they did late last week in the playoff game, in the conference championship game, that got them down the field and allowed them to score to start taking the lead at the end.
Smokey taking a deep shot, but it is knocked away by the safety. Brawlers defense making a big play right there. That was a nice shot by Smith. Taking a shot early, gotta like that for a team that has not much to lose, as Walt Shelby was saying.
Yeah, and like I said, no one, Shelby said in the press conference, the pregame press conference, no one expected them to be there. They didn't expect to be here, but they believed in themselves and they fought, and they're here. So they have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Brawlers showing pressure, but drop back into zone coverage, and Smith cannot find a receiver over the middle, and that is incomplete, forcing the 4th. But hey, if you've got to kick it, they've got maybe the best kicker in the league. Zach Farmer, probably guessing this one's going to be good.
Yeah, we're probably going to jinx it, but he is the best kicker in the league by far.
Well, welcome to everyone who's watching tonight. We have fantastic attendance. We are so excited to have you here with us for the first ever Rivals Cup. But now we're going to see the juggernaut as the Brawlers get the chance to return it from here in Levi Stadium. We're grateful to the NFL and Madden Sports for letting us use the stadium tonight, but you will not be seeing much of that moving forward. In the meantime, tell us a little bit about Andrew Frost, the Iceman.
Andrew Frost is probably the worst quarterback in the league, and he doesn't. No, I mean, look at these numbers: 6,064 and 4. I mean, the guy threw the ball 584 and almost completed 500 of them.
And they had 100% completion, right? 100% completion rating in the APEX Championship
last week against the Natives. It's insane.
Well,
he starts out with a completion right off the bat.
And who else? Cameron Reed, a kind of
unsung receiving talent for the Brawlers this season, really came on strong due to injuries, getting his chance to play, and he's never looked back.
Yeah, there's, I think maybe Nigel Crothers is the next best quarterback behind Frost, and he's like 12 interceptions or something like that. I mean, it's unreal the year Frost has had. He's 2 for 2 now.
But he's surrounded by talent. As GM Doug Baxter has said, they've got guys like Ronnie Leak who just ran it for 7 on first down, and they've got this tight end duo that's emerging, and Leak finding his way forward for a first down there on second. If they have their way, we know pass or run, pick your poison, and Frost goes empty at the 50.
Yeah, this is just like last week with the Natives. The Brawlers are a pass-to-run team, just like right there. They hit these little 8 to 12-yard routes. They get you loose, and then Leak pounds the ever-living life out of you between the tackles.
Well, tell you what, I've got to take a quick moment to thank you, Commish, because it's been quite a year one, and we are all of a sudden, we blink, we're here in the Rivals Cup. We've got to hang on to our hats, but it's been a great season, and we've got a great game ahead of us.
Yeah, I got to thank all the fans and all the players that have came together. All the GMs as the Dukes are moving, or not the Dukes, the Brawlers are moving
leak up the sideline.
As Frost already has 50 yards through the air.
And this defense,
you're right. It has been a great year. Sorry.
This Dukes defense, they are maybe the best thing they've got going for them right now. But if Frost is going to press them right in the red zone here, 1st and 10, hits Terrence Andrews, T1000 or T1K as some have called him.
Yeah, and I still can't get over that intro. If you're late to the game and after the game, go back and watch that intro. That was insane.
Yeah, shout out to the production crew for putting that one together.
Defense. Yeah, the Dukes defense. That's what they've got to do to take him out of the game. They have to stretch him out. They have to make the plays bounce outside as they come 5 wide right here. This is trouble.
5 wide, empty set, 3rd and 5. They can still get a first down, but Frost doesn't want it.
Touchdown.
Just like that, we have our first Rivals Cup touchdown, and it is to a rookie, Cameron Reed.
Cam Reed, man, he's a good friend of the league. He might be watching the. He's one of those in the shadow watchers. But what a receiver! What a year! I mean, just Frost. What else can you say right now? Yeah, that was just a textbook drive down the field, and it's just like with the Natives last week. The Dukes have to slow anybody, but tonight the Dukes have to slow the Brawlers down long enough for Smokey and his offense to play mistake-free football.
So if you're the Dukes, then where do you start? How do you stop them other than prolonged offensive drives? Maybe the best way to stop the Brawlers' offense is by keeping them off the field. Run the clock.
That's what I was just about to say. You have to have long, sustained drives that end in points. Even if it's a field goal, the clock is your friend. You have to keep Frost because he's going to score fast and he's going to score a bunch.
We just saw, right? 6:46, exactly. And they got 7.
You have to take your time. Smokey, he's a rookie. He gets jittery, he gets anxious, and he tries to push balls down the field that he shouldn't, as he's doing right here. But he's got a receiver wide open.
Snyder again. They have not really found Matt Reeves yet, but Snyder with 2 big catches here early, and he's at least able to move the chains, which is really critical. Like we were saying, got to keep the Brawlers offense off the field, but you got to almost wonder if you want to keep it to smaller chunk plays. Get as many first downs per drive as you can. Use as many plays as you can. You got to think they're going to use, Pollard more. Ramon Sanchez and company.
Yeah, that was he's injured right there,
that
too.
Vernon Cooks, it looks like the premier second-year cornerback who has made a living with teams throwing away from Jashawn Hawthorne, may start to stress test the Buffalo secondary depth, but they've still got some really talented cornerbacks in the secondary. Smith on the screen out to Pollard, who's got room. Gets hit and bounces off. Nice pickup there of 6. Looks like he was going to lose some, but ended up picking it up there.
And I know we're early in the game, but this could be one of the most pivotal plays of the game right here early on 3rd and 4. As he gets it. Great play, great dial up there by Walt Shelby.
Sanchez was making the tackle, but too little, too late. First down and 10. We got 5:05 left here in the first quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock. Duke drops back. Smokey's got room, getting pressure. Was that Brad Huggins? Might have been Huggy Bear coming in off the D tackle spot. Lucky to not take the sack there. 2nd and 10, but they've got the ball well inside Brawlers territory from about the 38-yard line. Smith looking left, finds Reeves now, getting tackled. A little bit of gang tackling going on there.
Yeah, and that's what the Brawlers are great with, keeping everything in front of them. They stop the play. They don't really blitz a lot, as they're showing blitz right here, but let's watch what the ends do. And they actually brought 4 that time.
Pressure up the
usually
middle.
It takes a shot. Oh!
As big and as tall as Clint Snyder is, he was still not tall enough for that one. And you see with Vernon Cooks going out that Darren Sherman is getting some playing time.
Yeah, and this is the Dukes. Like I said, they have to get points each drive to stay in this game.
Hey, it's a one-point game now.
But at some point, these field goals have to turn into touchdowns.
Well, let's see if they can at least put a little bit of pressure on Andrew Frost and company. They were like a hot knife through butter on that opening drive. Greg Graves back from the return, out to the 20, up to the 30. A little bit of spin. Can't get too much more, but down to about the 34. It's a pretty good return there. What do you think Frost and the Brawlers have dialed up for drive 2 here?
Dude, I would just bomb it every play. At this point, nothing. At this point, no one's shown that they can stop him. I would run my receivers empty set. I would throw 12 to 15-yard passes all night and make the Dukes show that they have the secondary to stop him.
But they do like this tight grouping. As Leak, incredible shiftiness, really staying north-south, making efficient moves side to side, kind of ping-ponging and zigzagging his way for a big first down. And I was trying to say they like tight groupings. You can see even here with an empty set, still keeping it close to the hashes, not using the boundary much, but sometimes they run the routes out to the boundary. Like right there, Terrence Andrews finds the space, turns it upfield, and is inside the 35 just like that.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. That's a 9-yard pass, a 9 to 11-yard pass. He turns upfield, he gets some run after the catch. Oh, and Albuquerque's challenging.
Are they saying
I don't think we've had a challenge all year.
Let's see what the challenge is even for. I'm not sure. Well,
it was dismissed, whatever it was.
Yeah. Or no, because he was inside. I think they said he stepped out sooner, so they backed him up some.
He stepped out when he caught the ball, yeah.
Yep, hands off, and that is
great run.
Leak gutting up the sideline. He could be gone. 10-5. Touchdown as he drags him in. Ronnie Leak saying, don't forget about me.
God, what a play. This team is explosive, man. I don't know that the Dukes can keep up with
the league's rushing leader, and the off-tackle outside stretch plays are not something that the Brawlers have run a lot this season, so also catching the Dukes a little bit by surprise.
I think they caught everyone up by surprise, because we literally just said 5 minutes ago that that's what they needed to do to Leak. But that time they had the blocking. It wasn't one of these stretch plays without the blocking. They actually pulled some guards on that play, and they had everything set up. And it caught them off guard.
Wow, the Brawlers coming out hot in Rivals Cup year 1, but Smokey, he's still within a single score to tie it up if they got the 2. So don't count yourselves out yet. Remember, as many points as the Brawlers have scored this season, the team that kept them to the fewest was the Dukes.
Yeah, and as you see right there, Smokey actually has more passing yards than Frost.
There you go. 1st and 10 out of the shotgun, hands it to Pollard, and he has got plenty of room and shakes off the
he breaks off!
Powering his way forward, Antoine Pollard is a battering ram. He has looked tougher and tougher as the playoffs have worn on. Julius Dobson saying, geez, that's a big guy.
Man, that was a great play. I mean, you don't want anyone to get hurt, but Pollard taking the reins after the injury for the Dukes might be one of the best things that happened to him.
Absolutely. I mean, Quentin Tomlinson is an outstanding back, but he was plagued with injuries throughout the season. And, here comes Pollard, kind of a quiet veteran, never really getting the spotlight. And suddenly here he is, a 1,000-yard runner for a 8-9 team that stumbles into the playoffs and now is running their way. Oh, gosh. I should have stopped talking. Hopefully Pollard's okay. He's looking a little slow to get up there.
It actually looked like that might have been Tomlinson on that run.
No, Tomlinson is out for the game.
Ooh, it looked like someone besides Pollard, but maybe it was.
Oh, it could have been Bailey, or I know they have Coleman and Houston as you kind of work down the halfback depth chart. Bailey also had some injury problems this season, and unfortunately the Duke's going to have to punt it away. Really would have liked to get points on that drive. This might be the first drive they did not cross the 50, so for as much has been made of the Brawlers defense, the Dukes have been able to move the ball, but were not able to get the very important points on that drive.
And the Dukes or the Brawlers, you got to figure they're going to come out and do the same exact thing that they did on the last drive as they handle Leak here.
Right up the gut to Leak, who just finds room wherever he goes. 6 runs for, what's that, 80-something yards? Jeez.
I couldn't tell if it said 61 or 81, but it's
way.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. 155 yards rushing right now.
And only 74 passes. Yeah, okay. And here goes, finally getting stopped.
Yeah,
81
yards.
Yeah, it's
81 yards, yeah.
And there's Woodson. They've been kind of rotating their middle line. Both teams really kind of rotate their middle linebackers. Woodson, an absolute veteran, a mentor for the young middle linebacking core for the Dukes. But certainly they're not going to keep him on the shelf for this game. Fakes the handoff, throws it, and he's got him wide open. It's Barrington.
Oh, he breaks it.
Fantastic championship game. Jeez, Barrington had, 3 touchdowns against the Natives, and that spelled disaster. And now C.J. Smith is back, so they've got both of these tight ends.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter on an explosive play by the Brawlers.
Just like that. And, we not for nothing, here it is Rivals Cup Year 1. We are watching the Buffalo Brawlers take on the Albuquerque Dukes. And I don't know if it's as close as the score indicates because the Brawlers are right back in scoring territory. They just had to flip sides. First and goal from the 8. Shotgun. Leak out on the screen. Fires it over the middle, and that's
touchdown.
Andrews for a touchdown. You know he's going to dance. Yep, there he goes.
Again, sound like a broken record, but that's what the Brawlers do, is they just move downfield. They pile on the points, and you have to stop them.
A tough hole for these Jackrabbit Dukes to find themselves in early here in the second quarter, just under 14 minutes, and the Brawlers are up 21-6 after a 4-play, 70-yard drive for the touchdown, capped off by Terrence Andrews right smack dab in the middle of the end zone.
Again, we've seen stranger things. We've seen bigger, larger deficits filled faster. So the Dukes aren't out of it yet. There's a lot of football to play, but they have to go down and get a touchdown on this drive, I think, or else the morale could be just horribly detrimental to this.
That's right. You got to get something here, so you think they just immediately go on the attack? Looks like it. Smith fires over the middle, but it's a little low. Hawthorne trailing in coverage, but it looked like he had a man, just was a little off on the read.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately that's Smokey Smith this year. When he's hot, he's very hot, and when he's not, he's missing wide, like right there. He had a man underneath, and he just throws an errant shot trying to do too much at once.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's going to be a fantastic player and leader in this league. He's been a leader vocally for the team. He's got to settle down a little right now. There you go.
There you go. First
Great
down.
shot, and this is another receiver who is just, when you watch the highlight reels, he actually pops. Orlando Richards, technically their number 3 receiver, but with Josh Mitchell out, Richards really shined, especially down the stretch. Only 5'8", 177, but he has got wheels.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. And he's got to rely on his receivers, and he's got to trust his arm. He's got the skills to take this team down the field as he hits it over the middle again.
There you go. That's a nice one. Julius Dobson racking up his 5th tackle. That was Matt Reeves again. You heard in the promo package, unheralded, because he was kind of the guy left over after the Earl Rose trade. And look, Earl Rose is sitting at home while the Dukes are in the Rivals Cup. And Pollard
great
fights
run right there.
forward
Pollard's
for the
back
first
in.
down.
Yeah, that's good. Pollard's back in. That's what the Dukes need to do. See, they're doing a slow, sustained drive. They're getting first downs. They're eating the clock. You have to keep Frost on the sideline.
That's right. They're going power now, sticking with Pollard, trying to find some room off the edge. He is not making it easy for these Brawlers, but he is starting to take a few licks here.
Yeah, these are the body blows as they come strong on that right side right there on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, they're staying strong right. But running off left. Oh, if he can break free, Cook's back in the game and injured even, comes back in and makes a tackle after Pollard gets a couple. That is the one thing Pollard does not have, is the breakaway speed.
Yeah, he doesn't have that 5th gear to just switch in right there. And unfortunately, he still made a great play as they set up on the first down right here.
Hits Clint Snyder over the middle.
Snyder is his security blanket over the middle.
Already? Oh, well, 6'7", he'd be my security blanket too.
Absolutely.
But he finds him again for the 5th time here in this first half, and you can see, you know, not every team needs a number 1 wideout. You might just need a number 1 weapon, and Clint Snyder is certainly turning into that for Smokey Smith. 1st and 10 from about the 34-yard line. 10 minutes left in the second quarter. He finds Richards off to the right and gets a nice, healthy pickup of 8. They're starting to settle in on this drive and do exactly what you've been talking about, back as far as slowing things down, smaller chunk plays, use a couple plays to get a first down. Don't get it all at once. Just run that clock.
There it is. There's the block. He's got
Gets
set up.
off.
He bounces to the outside, and that's a first down again. Great.
Huge. Smokey's excited about that. I mean, I think they know how much a play like that meant for them to now get a fresh set of downs just outside the 20.
Yeah, that's a great play as they run it again off that left side.
And
He's got the field.
space out to
He's
the
got
left.
space.
Oh, brought down by the Brawlers defense.
Oh, and he's injured again.
Cooks might be hurt too. They're both looking worse for. Oh, man.
It's not funny, but yeah, they were both pounding the ground there after that play.
It's 2 guys who are just giving it their all. They're not playing at 100%, but they're giving 200%. And right now, the Dukes have a first down. Shotgun, kind of a pistol set.
He's got him. He's got him. Touchdown.
Albuquerque. The Dukes get back on the scoreboard. That's DeMar Briggs. Definitely an under-the-radar weapon, and that might be why he found a little bit of room to be open.
Yeah, and we have a game now, guys. We have a game. Great drive by Walt Shelby. Great drive by Smokey Smith. And we got a freaking football game.
Let's go. Opting for the single point here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, right now you're just celebrating the victory of getting down
Sure.
there and scoring. As you see the game clock or the drive summary right there, 5 minutes off the clock. That's big.
And here they go, kicking it back to Buffalo with 8:49 left in the first half. Looks like Middleton's going to try to return it here from the 20, up past the 30, getting a couple nice returns by these Brawlers return specialists. Now we're going to see Terrence Andrews caught all 3 that's come his way. They've been some of the smaller ones, but 2 for first down and 1 for a touchdown, so can't argue with that.
Yeah, the only thing here is when teams start to get close, this is when Frost takes his shots as they hit.
CJ Smith out in the flat on the bubble tunnel screen. I know you hate that screen, but somehow
it worked on that play, yeah.
A big old tight end like CJ Smith coming back off an injury, somehow they lost track of him.
Yeah, and the Dukes right now, they've got to give it their all, and they've got to stop. Great defensive play right there.
Big play, and of course, who else? DeAndre Gregory telling Dean Price, not today.
Yeah, that's, and that's even better because you stopped the clock.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10, shotgun, hands it off to Leak. Had to think they were going to keep it on the ground here. Gets forward up past the 50, another 7-yard chunk for the league's rushing leader, Ronnie Leak. Sometimes surprisingly, because you never see the huge breakaway plays, but he just makes so many consistent ones. Oh, they're sending Barrington, it looks like further out.
Here comes a shot right here. Nope, they took it in the flats. Oh, and he broke for the tackle. First down.
Breaks a tackle and runs away from the defense for a second, just enough for the first down. Now the Brawlers slowing it down a little bit. A couple screens here, some runs, certainly not taking shots, trying to maybe run as much clock as they can and get another score themselves. Frost under center, dumps it off to Andrews over the middle. Fighting forward, it takes 2 Dukes to bring them down after 9. These teams are giving it all they got.
Yeah, everybody's fighting for every millimeter on this field tonight.
2nd and 1 under center. He's going to hand it. Nope, he's going to fake the handoff, but still throws it short and incomplete. Huge opportunity here. Dean Price looking for some laundry, but not going to get it.
And we're going to see something here by the Brawlers that I don't think they've seen all game, and that's a 3rd down.
Yeah, finally the Dukes defense gets them in an uncomfortable position, but still only 3rd and 1. Throws the screen, and Andrews picks it up. How frustrating that is when you've got dirty Dom Metcalf blocking out in space, all 5'11" of him.
Yeah, that was a great play. Metcalf's had a hell of a season.
I believe he had the most, or second most, or most touchdown receptions, but was along with Branch from the Fury, but has kind of been replaced by Dean Price.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Fury had like the top 3 wide receivers over there with Nigel Crothers, which is crazy, but that just shows you how much Frost spreads the ball around.
That's right, and they're still sitting at home while we got the Dukes playing the Brawlers as tough as they can right now. Oh, no, wide open Cameron Reed fighting for it, but cannot get the touchdown, but gets a huge chunk play there.
Yeah, usually Cam Reed just stretches all 19 feet of himself out and gets in the end zone there. But not this play.
Yeah, didn't need to that time. I think that was Bart Simpson making the tackle. I know it's not really Simpson, but he had that pick 6 to upset the Tokyo Riot. And here we got a 1st and goal from the 2. Got a little bit of power. We got Greg Gaddis at fullback in. And they're handing it off, and it's Luke Lindsay.
Touchdown.
Getting a touchdown. They are spreading the ball around here, but did they leave Smokey Smith too much time?
Yeah, great play. They're getting everyone involved now, and that's a great run. Let Leak have a little breather as you get the backup and touchdown right there.
And Luke Lindsay was a very nice compliment. As good as Ronnie Leak is, you can't run him into the ground, and they decided they didn't want another speedster. They just wanted another north-south kind of battering ram, and that has been exactly what Luke Lindsay has provided this season. Actually, after the trade right before the season started, he had a monster preseason, but overall, Luke Lindsay actually ran in 6 touchdowns on the year, all from short goal line yardage.
It's incredible what this team's done. The kickoff here pretty decent. And next season, year 2, we will not have these kickoffs anymore. So
that's true.
This is the last game that you will see anything by NFL or anything like that. And the last year you'll see the kickoffs.
And we have got the shotgun, 1st and 10 for Smokey. He's got time, finds his receiver. I think that's DeMar Briggs again. They've got time, so they're probably not going to get 2 scores on this side of the half, so might as well just use up as much of the clock as they can and try to go down and get points.
As right here, the Brawlers, they're comfortable. Trying to squeeze
really into traffic there. That was a
tight window right there, yeah.
Was there a window? That looked like a wall.
I don't know what happened right there. But yeah, it's 3rd and 1. 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes to go. You got to get the first down.
Nice.
They
do. They do. And that is an important run for the Dukes right there. And that looked like Dante Houston, rookie?
Yes.
Yeah, Dante Houston, the rookie. Starting over Coleman and plays a Pollard here. The 5th-round pick out of Tulsa. As Snyder gets a big catch and a 1st down over the middle. Who else are they going to throw to?
Absolutely. That's all they have right now is Reeves and Snyder, but Reeves has kind of been silent after that one good grab early on in the game.
But that's also Reeves' style. I think he only had 73 receptions on the season as that ball gets batted down at the line. But yeah, Reeves only had 73 receptions, just barely managed to get the 1,000 yards. And again, that's because he didn't really get to start making plays until they traded away Earl Rose to the Bombers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's questionable play calling right there, but I get what they're doing. They're trying to stay with their game plan.
That was Coleman. Now we're at the 2-minute warning here in the Rivals Cup. There is still a chance. The Dukes have been hanging in there, and they are driving, but this 3rd down is critical.
Yeah, they've got to take all the time off this clock and score right before the half to get the morale.
He's got him open. And he's got him. I believe that is. No, it's DeMar. No, it is Matt Reeves. I had to double check 88 or 85. Matt Reeves missed her 3rd down in the clutch. Smith and Reeves getting him into field goal range at a minimum, but that's not what they want here.
Shelby's over there on the sideline pacing right now as he's calling in the plays, and he wants 6 right here.
Smith gets Snyder up the seam for a gain of 8, and they are very comfortable letting this clock tick. Neither team feeling the need to use any timeouts. 2nd and 2.
Yeah, the notes right there, Coleman was on the practice squad all year long, and this is his first active game. That's crazy.
That is wild. No time like the present. Coach Shelby pulling out all the stops, but not his timeouts. 33, 32, 31. Smith on the run out to the right. Touchdown! The Dukes are hanging in there. Orlando Richards, the speedster, finds some room at the edge of the end zone.
That's exactly, man, I am hype. I'm standing in my chair right now. That was a great drive, a great play, and Smokey Smith just showed why they're in this game as they're going to do a booth review.
Play is under review. Richards right.
Oh, that left foot might have been out.
That is tough. Hawthorne, has got to be beating himself up, but Richards is so fast and so agile that he just cut so quickly. And it looks like they're going to
stick.
It's
okay.
Good. Outstanding. That makes the game far more interesting.
Absolutely. That was a great play as they opt for the 1 again to stay within the 8. They're going to take their time. Right now, do you think how much time's left here?
29 seconds, but 3 timeouts. That is plenty for Andrew Frost in the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Dukes, it is.
But hey, at least we're already at both teams with 20-plus points in the first half. What a Year 1 Rivals Cup we have got going.
Yeah, and Wally and D said the final would be something like 31-23 or something like that. So we're already at that point. So the
they
guys
did
at
say it was
Rivals
going to be a
Radio
9-point game, though, right? So interesting that it's 28-20 at half. Frost throwing it quick. They're going to take the timeout, I'm sure, right away here. No?
No,
DeAndre Gregory's so busy. No, they're not going to take any timeout.
They're going to let it go. We're going to go to halftime, 28-20.
Or maybe take one shot.
They are going to take one shot here. Nope.
Yeah, didn't need it, I guess. But I don't know. Surprising. Coach Gaffney's been so aggressive all season. But Coach Shelby, what a masterclass in grit and determination this entire playoff run. And they are still absolutely in this game at halftime.
Yeah, and I mean, all the analysts, all the experts predicted that this would be a 14-21 point at halftime. So for them to still be in this game, that is a great testament to how they played. And I mean, they're the underdog. They know it. They've got to win this game. They have nothing. At this point, the Brawlers have nothing to do with it. It's all about what the Dukes can do, because the Brawlers are going to do what the Brawlers do.
That's right, and what they're going to do is get the ball after the half, something they've done most of the season. And clearly they like playing from out in front, and they are probably going to try to put the pedal down on this drive right out of the gate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to think, if I'm the coach, if I'm Gaffney right now, I'm going to come out and you're going to take 20 to 30 yard shots right off the bat to test this Brawlers or this Dukes defense.
And you might they were running it. He didn't throw it, but they were running it. So you're certainly starting to think the way Coach Gaffney might have been. Picking up 4 there. It's 2nd and 6 from about the 30-yard line. We've got 13:20 left here in the third quarter. Just getting started with the second half. Thank you for...
Oh! That was what the Dukes needed.
They did need that. Ouch. I was going to say thank you for staying tuned in. Good thing I didn't talk over a huge play there. 3rd and 6. Staying under center, throwing it. He's got his man to the sideline. That's Barrington. Not going to run away necessarily, but he's certainly got the hands for the first down. And back, how about the fans coming out in droves the past few days, getting ready for this game, and several players around the league earning themselves some XP for getting us off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, they hit the bonus that we laid out in the Discord for them, so everybody's going to get all the bonus points for that. And then all the guys that were in here during the intro, it looked like around 20 or so.
Everybody's gets past the 50 and down to the 43.
Big credit bonuses for everybody. And we love this league. Everybody loves it. I mean, we love the support that we get every day in and day out. And this Year 1 couldn't have been better.
And what a turnout we've got for the game here tonight. If you're in the chat, give yourself a pat on the back, because we're also doing it from up here in the booth. Frost has got Barrington out in the flat, and he's fighting forward, getting a couple more. It's a gain of 5 on first down. Barrington has been such a utility player for them. Fine with getting benched or taking the backup role, fine with stepping back into a starting role, sometimes running receiver routes. Barrington's been a huge player for them down the stretch. It's Frost.
Yeah, and Frost is going to take off.
Running it up the gut. Thank goodness he slides. I know all the Brawlers faithful back in the pit or here in the stadium always hold their breath, because Frost can run. He doesn't often, but he'll slide at the very last second.
See Brandon Smith in the chat saying that intro video was a work of art. I have to agree. That was amazing. As Frost takes another shot and almost intercepted again.
The linebackers come into play. I know they might have, maybe they watched the intro saying they were unheralded linebackers without Woodson there. So Preston trying to get his hands on a ball here. He's missed it twice. There's leak off the side to the right, and he gets the 9 yards, not getting the first down. He does get 100 now on the game. but just short 3rd and inches. They'll probably go right up the gut.
Yeah, and that second level there was as empty as the Albuquerque desert, as nothing was there to stop them.
Just cactus and tumbleweeds. And unfortunately for the Dukes, the Brawlers are able to convert that first down. Would have been great to hold them on 4th, but gotta guess Gaffney might have gone for it down here anyways.
Yeah, he would have, and absolutely. This team, the defense is not as we have another touchdown right here.
Another touchdown. This time it's Barrington. Is that number 2 on the night for Barrington?
Great defense. Barrington is. Was it Barrington? It wasn't Barrington. Who was the tight end that had the?
That was Barrington.
It was Barrington.
Yeah.
He showed up huge last week for like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
It was 3 touchdowns against the Natives, and he basically put the offense on his back and had as big a game as he'd had all season long, and he's coming up huge here in the Rivals Cup as well. At some point, the Dukes have to stop the bleeding. They've been able to slug back. Every punch that the Brawlers have delivered, they've punched back, or maybe for every 2 the Brawlers have delivered, they've punched back once, and they have got to find a way to stop the Brawlers and double up on scores.
Yeah, those first 2 drives having to kick field goals has put them in the deficit they're in now. I mean, they're playing good football right now.
Absolutely,
they're
that's a great point.
Yeah, they're playing good football. They just stick with the game plan. Both of these defenses, the Brawlers and the Dukes, don't blitz very often. So you have to take advantage of these little 8 to 12-yard routes because they're going to be open all night.
Sanchez was coming up the gut, and Huggins absolutely crushes Smith, but he hops right back up to his feet. He is wired. He has got energy for days to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane how just at some point one of these sides is going to get worn down and tired. Oh, and he's got it free. He's gone. That's going to be a touchdown.
40, 30,
Stay to the end zone.
20, 10, 5, touchdown. Albuquerque Dukes, a massive run from the Dukes.
And the Dukes, again, the Dukes are back in it.
I can't believe it.
Oh, my God.
Coleman just goes flying down the field, and he got him right back in it. This is incredible. The Dukes are not saying goodnight. They refuse to go quietly, and this is exactly why they are here in the Rivals Cup.
15 seconds. 2 plays, 74 yards, 15 seconds. Pollard who?
Shelby has got to be jumping for joy after activating Coleman for the Rivals Cup as Middleton takes the return up to the 20, 25, and out past the 30 to about the 32.
Well, for a second there, I thought we were going to have our first postseason touchdown kickoff return. But they got him. So, Leak's having a monster game, too. The running games out of nowhere for both teams are just having fantastic yards.
The Dukes are down to the bottom of the barrel for their running back room, and Leak is just putting
"Look
on
at
a
me
master
run."
class. Incredible.
Jeez.
I hope we
His
get a
ball
replay
carrier
of that.
vision. His ball carrier vision.
I hope they show us something there. Give us another look at the fancy feet. That is a shame. Criminal. But the production truck says the game must go on. Andrew Frost trying to make some quick sight adjustments. He's backing up, flushed out of the pocket, just going to throw it out to Leak, who fights his way forward. Ronnie Leak is a every down back, and he is showing exactly why he is a weapon of the first degree.
Yeah, and that's both of these teams. Again, they play that defense where they don't really blitz anybody, and they sit back and
he caught it! Incredible!
He caught that. Barrington with the snag. Oh my God.
Barrington refusing to go quietly himself. He does not want to be written off as a backup next year. And in double coverage, Frost throws it, and Barrington snatches it. Wow.
Man, look at that replay. That was amazing. I have no words for that.
And it's funny because Barrington, the reason that they've been trying to get C.J. Smith in more is because C.J. Smith has got 2 or 3 inches of height on him. Meanwhile, he fires a strike to T1000. Terrence Andrews getting an easy first down there. Yeah, but Daniel Barrington only 6'3" at the tight end position. Not exactly a Clint Snyder clone. And he's still making leaps like that.
Absolutely, and their strong lift here. You got to think they're going to run with Leak off to that side.
Absolutely, and he's trying to
back and good defense.
Finally, the Dukes coming in and clustering to the ball for a tackle there. You see Scott Tyson kind of barking at some of the players there. He is not happy, I'm sure, right now with how this game's going. Frost, 2nd and 9, backing, drifting up, fires to Leak over the middle, just getting a couple there. Frost looking pretty cool under pressure. He always does, the Ice King, but he really wants another touchdown here. 3rd and 5 in the shotgun. From the 14-yard line, Frost is looking, throws it, dumps it off to the left, and it's complete to Terrence Andrews for the first down at the 8-yard line. They are moving back.
That's a heartbreaker for the Dukes right now. I mean, yeah, they're driving. They're at the 8-yard line. The Dukes at some point are going to have to get off of their comfort level and blitz and put some pressure because Frost has all day to throw it.
Finding Cam Reed again, only getting 2 yards on that one. I think the Brawlers are also fine using a little bit of clock right now. They're enjoying the lead, but if they're going to score again, why not slow it down a hair? Nobody really going to the end zone on that last play. Let's see if anybody runs into the goal line on this one. Short slant routes again, and he's got
touchdown.
Him. That is Dean Price. Some say he's peerless, but the guys in Buffalo just call him Dean.
Oh, Skip. Great play right there. I mean, look, again, Frost has all day to throw it. He looks right, looks through you just see him going through his progressions. It's textbook. He's 1, 2, 3. Third guy's wide open in the corner of the end zone. Let me just take a half step and launch this bomb for the touchdown.
I mean, Frost is, I think, trying to get the Rivals Cup MVP on top of the season MVP.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you see in the chat there, a lot of guys are talking about the defense. That's what it's at this point. It's up to the Dukes defense right now.
But let's give some props to this kid. Smokey Smith in his rookie season, he is fighting back with everything he's got. They are trying to stay in this thing.
Yeah, they're going to, he met him in the backfield, and he somehow fell forward for a yard.
Coleman also not the biggest of running backs either. 6 feet, 202. I mean, he's got some size, but he's not a muscle hamster. Ooh, a flag as Sanchez gets a tackle.
Yep, on that right tackle right there. Up the right guard. Yep, you could see it from up here in the booth. It was blatant. 2nd and 19. This is something they can't do here.
And both teams have been so good. I think that might be our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, it was.
As he gets rocked. 3rd and 17. This is critical now. The Dukes, I don't know what you drop for 3rd and 17, Coach Shelby, but let's see it. Smokey's got time, fires it deep down the sideline.
Oh my God, that was
by
dangerous.
Julius Dobson.
Dobson, God, that was dangerous.
Dobson here. Tyson's checking his wrist tape on the sidelines. Doesn't seem too impressed with Dobson's big breakup, but what a season for Julius Dobson. Starts out as the superstar safety for the Natives right before the trade line, gets traded to the Brawlers, and then has to play the Natives in the APEX title game to get here to the Rivals Cup.
And I think they used about 17 seconds off the clock on that last drive. So.
Not good as Frost comes back out already with 4 touchdown passes on the night. He's going to hand it off to Ronnie Leak, who shifts his way to the left, gaining 3 yards on the carry.
And you got to wonder who, regardless of who's under the center next year for the Brawlers, if Leak is going to have it's going to be hard to repeat the same year as he takes a shot over the middle.
Absolutely, because part of Leak's success was predicated on Frost's success. So you got to imagine, if the Brawlers are seriously considering, which they seem to be dead set on moving on from Frost due to his demands, but you can also see right now tonight why Frost is making those demands.
Oh, he's absolutely he's the QB1 in this league right now. I would argue, 3 weeks ago I would have argued that it was Nigel Crothers with Fury, but I mean, absolutely, Frost is QB1 in this league. And he's gonna take a shot,
and he gets it complete. And who else? It's Barrington. 7 catches for 110 yards for Daniel Barrington tonight, continuing his hot streak from last week against the Natives. And this is the last thing the Dukes want to see right now, is their veteran tight end, getting open on linebackers. This is exactly what they were worried about.
Yeah, and on the play before that, Frost hit over 300 yards. So he's well on his way to 400 or 500 yards in the game passing.
Fires one deep down the sideline.
Touchdown!
Touchdown! He hits T1000 like magic. The ball stays floating in the air. because it's so cold in here. You can hear the ice shatter. Terrence Andrews over the shoulder grab. These brawlers are starting to pull away as you see Terrence Andrews' magic ball trick.
Frozen. Ooh.
Another review.
A frozen rope to the corner of the corner of the end zone. That's a touchdown.
I was going to say, I don't know. He looks clearly in. Yeah, 1-2. That was the third foot at that point.
We can't really see from the way they've painted the end zone, but
it looks like they're keeping it. Yep. And now they just made it that much harder on the Dukes is Mitch Blackwell, the mighty righty, the 300-pound kicker, converts the extra point. The Brawlers, 5 plays, 67 yards. Most importantly, the touchdown as Mitch Blackwell cheering on his teammates.
Yeah, the Dukes, it's going to be the fourth quarter when they get this next drive going. So unless they have another 17-second drive, but they've got to get down the field and score to stay in this.
Yeah, no more kicks, I think, at this point. I can't see how a field goal helps them. Smokey staying lit, though. He is trying to keep his team fired up. And tell us about his game so far tonight.
He's had a good game when again, I say it all the time. When he's hot, and when he's not, he's not. Because he makes just rookie mistakes. He'll have 2 or 3 drives in a row where he just makes errant passes. He doesn't get the ball to where it needs to be. And then he has 2 or 3 drives in a row where he looks like Andrew Frost.
Absolutely. You got a rookie throwing touchdowns in the Rivals Cup, multiple touchdowns. That's impressive in its own right. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, and we're about to go into the fourth quarter here, and they've got nope, they're not going to get a playoff. Nope. They've got to do something and get it together here in the fourth quarter.
Throw your 4s up. We have got ourselves quite the barn burner. A lot of points being scored right now here in San Fran and Levi Stadium.
And if you're in the chat, show your love, show your support, and show that you believe in Smokey, and hit a hashtag Smokey, and you'll get an extra 15 credits for the game.
There you go. As Smokey throws the screen, fighting off Sanchez, but does not have the shiftiness. And this is tough. We've seen almost every week in the playoffs, we've seen how it's a game of attrition. Star players for each team ending up on the shelf. Johnny Hobbs, Antoine Pollard. The list just goes on. Dump it off on another screen. I know that's your favorite.
Oh, man, back to back. It didn't work the first time, so let's try it again. What the? Oh, I'm going to bite my tongue, Skip, because I can't stand it.
I know. If anyone knows, down. Commissioner Back does not like. They're going already 4th and 10, deep in their own territory. Smokey fires one. It is not going to get the first down. That is spelling danger. Will Robinson, you can see Clint Snyder not happy as Jorge Archibald comes up from the safety position and stops Snyder before he's able to get to the first down.
And the Brawlers are going to have it on the Dukes like 30.
I know. It's looking tough now because that's 5 touchdowns for Andrew Frost tonight. Tell us about his night.
And he's Frost. He's having the MVP. He's going to be the game MVP. He's going to be the league MVP. I mean, it's insane as you see right there. He just puts the ball where no other quarterback can do this year. And you know Buffalo's going to hate to see him go, but they're going to see a lot of zeros in their bank account when he does.
I was going to say, you got to wonder what kind of haul are they going to get for Andrew Frost?
I mean, probably a whole practice squad. So, I mean, they're going to get 4 to 5 guys probably, and/or picks.
I was going to say, or picks. Yeah, you never know. Frost is certainly. I wonder how much he's going to be able to dictate where he goes to. He said he wants to be closer to home. We know he's from Alaska. Anchorage probably not ready to move on for Marcus McLeod, or do you think they make an offer?
I mean, at this point, I think anything's game. I mean, Houston has the #1 draft pick, but they have Huntington. So, I mean, they don't have, but Huntington is by means. As the Dukes here hold them to 4th down.
Ooh, Feeney, though.
The Dukes hold them to 4th and 3.
Veteran guard Phil Feeney, probably his last game of his career. He is on borrowed time. He's been playing lights out all season. And the Brawlers are just going to look to put a 50 burger on there. If you want a few extra points, throw a hashtag 50 burger.
And it's good.
And Man, this game is starting to slip away from Smokey Smith and the Albuquerque Dukes, and we can't help but start to think about what comes next for both of these teams. Like we've said, Andrew Frost most likely moving on to a new destination. The Brawlers, will they ever be able to get back to this pinnacle when they have to hit reset at the most critical position?
Yeah, I mean, the Dukes, I think, are set up for success for the next 3 or 4 years, so I'm not worried about the Dukes at all. The only thing that hurts the Dukes is they'll have a pretty bad draft pick because of making it to the Rifles Cup.
Right.
But I think Walt Shelby, I'm pretty sure he said he's returning next season, so I think he'll be able to just get this team dialed in. But the Brawlers, you got to think, is great. I mean, the Dukes stopped the Brawlers in the last, held them to a field goal, and now they're driving for a first down. This game is not completely over, but they do need to pick up the pace and hurry up as we're approaching 10 minutes now.
Yeah, they've got to score touchdowns now. No more kicking, just touchdowns. Smith throws it over the middle. He fights
he breaks
free up towards the 50 and past it for the first down. Huge play by who? Antoine Pollard says, I am not done. And he came back into this game. Injury be damned.
Yeah, they're going to take – false start.
Yeah, you can see that one a mile away as you can hear Skip chewing on his Skittles here in the booth in the fourth quarter.
If anyone doesn't know, Skip he has a sweet tooth. He does like his candies.
The interns know to keep the Skittles stocked for game night. As Smokey Smith, 1st and 15, over the middle to Snyder. He's got room, fighting forward down towards the 40.
1st and 15, and Snyder picks up 13. Great play. You got to go. The Dukes got to start going. They got to go. Hurry up here.
There is still time, but not much of it. 9 minutes left, and the clock is ticking. Smokey hits him over the middle, getting up the sideline. That's Pollard again from the wideout position.
All right, let's roll. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 8:53. You got to move. Smokey Smith has to take control of this offense and say, I got this, coach. Let's go down the field.
And they are still going down swinging. And if you ask Smokey Smith and company right now, they're not ready to concede they're going down. 8:22 from the 23-yard line. Smith out of the shotgun, 1st and 10, firing to the left. He's got it, looks like Richards.
Take a shot. 2nd and 4. Let's get the first down. Take you got to pat. They need to pass it to about the 8-yard line right here to get in a good position for the next drive.
Absolutely. Smokey fakes the handoff, gets Snyder on the screen, but cannot break free. The Brawlers have not been able to get a takeaway today. That's been part of their defensive calling card all season as the league's #1 defense.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That season ranking right there, the 3rd in takeaways. That might be the only thing they're not #1 in this year. As he
gets wrapped up. We have not seen much from guys like Rashad Kelly or Greg Looney or Noah Patterson. They have kept, this very formidable defensive front for the Brawlers kind of in check tonight. That's one of the first times we've even called a name like Rashad Kelly.
Yeah, and you got to, I'm going to call it, this is game right here. If they don't get this first down, this might be the game. As the Brawlers blitz, and he's going down.
And Buffalo native Jay Bost teams up with Ramon Sanchez for the sack on 4th down. And I believe that's the first sack the Brawlers got tonight.
That is. It might be the first sack of the game. It is the first sack of the game. That might be the first blitz of the game by more than 4 players.
Yeah, and that Buffalo, even though they run that multiple 3-4 defensive look, they're not always bringing the pressure. They a lot of times will drop those guys back.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times the Brawlers are not even in the 3-4. They're running that nickel and sometimes a dime look, and they just sit back and cover.
Now they're just going to try to really milk the clock here as Woodson makes the tackle on Leak after a 2-yard gain. Look at this offensive output by both teams tonight.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a game. I mean, offensive output has been insane, and the defense have stepped up every now and then.
Leak
just like
fighting
the last
his way
drive
forward, but the Dukes tonight gave up about as much rushing as they have all season.
Yeah, I mean, the Dukes, again, they're a monster. They're a machine. Like you said earlier, it's going to be hard for them to repeat this success next year, especially losing a key piece like Frost, if he does move on.
Yeah, you never know. Will a Rivals Cup victory in year 1 be enough to convince the Buffalo front office to figure out who else they would ship off? They've said their biggest qualm is not even so much about the demands of Andrew Frost. is they have so many other star players they've already tied money up in, and to free those guys up, they'd be taking massive salary cap penalties, which would make it even harder to re-sign Frost. So the Brawlers have kind of found themselves in a no-win position where the best thing they can do is get the value for Frost before they can't, and he just walks away.
You see right there, 373, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And look at this ball placement on this pass.
Incredible. Incredible. If you're watching in the chat, tell us which team you think Andrew Frost could end up starting for next year. As he hands it off to Leak, up the gut,
Ooh.
powers forward for 9 yards.
Leak gonna hit 200 on the night?
He might. I mean, at this point, they're probably just going to hand the ball off.
Yeah, as you see in the chat, you know, a GM should be looking to swoop in and take Frost. I mean,
Great perspective from one of our players in this college series who's looking to go pro at some point. As Frost fakes the handoff, throws it out in the flat to Middleton. They're starting to put in some of their depth players here and let them get a taste of Rivals Cup victory.
Now, speaking of the college season, we have, you know, the college year 3 starts in about 2 weeks here, as we're going to take a week off, let everything cool down from the excitement of the Pro League. Let Skip Lloyd take a break. We've got some big news coming forward in about 1 to 3 weeks for you guys for the college season, as the 2-minute warning is about to hit here.
See if they snap it right before they don't have to, but they do anyways. Hands it off. Leak's got the first down and then some. Duke's starting to feel a little defeated here. Wonder if Buffalo's actually going to punch it in again or if they're just going to kind of run it out.
See, I'm the kind of guy, unfortunately, for every team that I play against.
Even now?
I would score and go for 2 so that I could have an even 60.
I mean, you never know. Pete Gaffney has made it clear he does not care. He will run the score up. They've done it all season. He said it's not personal, it's football, and our job is to score points, and we'll score as many as we can. You can see him up there on the sidelines. 2nd and 11. Keeping it this
Frost
time.
keeps it.
Frost running. Oh, just short of the first down. The very rare option keeper for Andrew Frost. I think they're just having a little fun here.
Yeah, as last week against the Natives, he scrambled to that right side.
I think it was the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, didn't have the ball tucked up like a fullback like he just did. But
yeah, he doesn't want to have a turnover at this point in the game. Hands it off to Leak, who does not get it.
4th and inches. That
but
might
it doesn't
be the last
really
play of the
matter
game.
at this point. They're just going to let it tick away, I would imagine.
Both teams have got to be super proud of a season, a hell of a season. Year 1 was going to, they're going to kick the field. No, they're not going to kick it.
Now probably, they are.
If they do kick it.
There's
a flag.
Oh no, what a way to wrap this one up.
If this is offsides on the defense, roughing
the kicker. Let's see if they kneel it here as Benson, or they might just decline it and take the points.
Lord.
Which they do.
Declined. The field goal is going to be good.
So are we going to end this game on a kickoff?
Run it back. Let's have a run back here for a touchdown.
One play.
That was the last kickoff like that you will ever see in Football Rivals.
That's right. Our last play of the first ever Rivals Cup. Smith all day in the pocket, throws it to the sideline, almost picked off. But that is gonna do it. Put the cup on ice and pour the champagne, because the Brawlers have finished the job. 16 wins, 1 loss, and now the first ever Rivals Cup champions. Andrew Frost, league MVP, probably game MVP, may have 1 foot in the exit door, but tonight both feet are planted on top of the mountain. What did you think of tonight's Rivals Cup?
I think that I need to go ahead and get the order in for the Brawlers Super Bowl, the championship ring that is on the way. And they are going to get the prize money. They are going to get the trophy. They're going to get the rings as the first ever Rivals Cup champions.
Incredible. Buffalo, your team isn't just a dynasty in the making. They're the first in line in the history books this year. Ronnie League, Terrence Andrews, Deshaun Hawthorne, Andrew Frost. The cup belongs to the Wrecking Crew, and it belongs at home in the pit in Buffalo. thank you so much for coming out and in supporting us tonight. A fantastic game between the Brawlers and Dukes, an all-time winner, 55-27 here in the first Rivals Cup. Commissioner Back, thank you for a fantastic season, and we will see you when the college season starts.